just be aware that because the ordinance doesn't differentiate anybody, to just make sure your workers aren't standing in the driveway too.
Right, we're employees of this business,
Right.
so I think that is a little different, has been my understanding with the FBI and with Chief Clary.
This video shows a Bellevue, Nebraska police officer telling a woman who works for an abortion clinic that she's violating the law by standing in the driveway of the abortion clinic that she works at. Make it make sense.
Because this is we're business owners.
We don't deal with federal law.
But we're business owners, and we have a right to stand in our own driveway.
Right.
We just can't, other people can't stand in our driveway.
Right, but the ordinance specifically says that you can't interfere with the egress and ingress, so it doesn't say...
Yeah, are we interfering with the
employee
ingress?
versus-
Well, this is our property, though.
Right.
So we can interfere with whatever we want on our own property. I can interfere with the ingress and egress of my own driveway.
I could ask the city attorney on that.
Yeah, we should, because if I were to block my own driveway with cones, you couldn't give me a ticket for it.
Right.
So if I were to block my own driveway at my home, you couldn't give me a ticket. So that's why that's not the same.
Right, but
we work
the
here.
ordinance doesn't differentiate, so I'll check on that.
Would the ordinance say, if let's say I'm working on my driveway today, I'm going to re-tar it, am I blocking the ingress and egress if I stand in the middle of my driveway?
That's why I said I will check with the city.
Okay, I just want to be clear, because I'm certain that it's not a game.
Well, it is.
It isn't.
I'm not talking about every other purpose property. I'm just talking about the ingress.
But I feel like the police treat us like this isn't our property, and that's a big problem for me. Like, this is our property. We're allowed to do whatever we want on it. So you can't tell me that I can't stand in my own driveway. So how can you tell me that I can't stand in my driveway at the clinic?
I'm Rayy Vana, and welcome back to Rebel HQ. This video was recorded by an abortion clinic escort named Shelly, who runs the TikTok account at the Death Scorts.
I don't think that most people have a realistic picture of what happens outside of abortion clinics. Clinic escorts do their job silently. That's the tradition of escorting, but I just couldn't anymore.
Shelly takes a different approach to clinic escorting. She not only puts herself between the protesters and the patients, she also confronts the protesters and records it for her TikTok page.
Adoption is an alternative to parenting. So if you don't want to be a parent, adoption is a viable option for you. But if you don't want to be pregnant, adoption's not going to work, because adoption requires you to carry that baby to term. And so that's not an alternative to pregnancy. So when you say, please do not end your pregnancy, there are other options, that's not accurate.
Unfortunately, the clinic doesn't just have to worry about the protesters. They also have to worry about the police.
And you referenced something about trauma inside the clinic. Can you repeat that?
You said there's mental health issues going on, and the people standing there talking to them for half a second are the ones causing them mental anguish.
And yes. You said?
I said, I'm sure they're already going through mental anguish making these types of decisions.
No, that's not what you said.
What did you say? What did I say?
You said when they go inside that clinic and have a baby ripped out of them, that is more traumatic.
I said that would definitely weigh on their mental health. You brought up mental health, right?
Yeah.
And you brought up a baby being ripped out of them? What are you talking about?
What are abortions?
Abortions?
How do you define
are the
abortion?
termination of a pregnancy.
Okay. What happens to the baby?
What baby?
The Bellevue, Nebraska police aid and abet the protesters in their harassment of the clinic staff as well as the patients. The police dismiss the claims being made by the clinic and often take the sides of the protesters, claiming that they're not a threat. However, in 2020, Shelly was assaulted by a protester. The protester was charged with assault by mutual consent and only fined $50. Despite safety risks, Shelly and countless others continue to do the work of escorting patients to abortion clinics. And it's important now more than ever to support those clinic escorts in their work.